Yes, we are live. We're live. Great. Let me find what the fuck I'm looking for. No, this is the sticky papers. These are sticky papers. No, these are rolling papers. This is the toilet papers. The fuck? I'm looking for the. Come on, dog. What the? Okay, these are the funny papers. What's up, man? I'm your boy Vance Michel, reporting on God, repping Comedy Gang, and this is the funny papers with Vance Michel. It's been a long time, I know, man. There hasn't been a lot of comedy news been popping lately, and in the local scene because Montreal, we are been shut down, and there's a curfew after 8 p.m. We have to be in our homes, or we'll be slapped with a $5,000 ticket, and ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got bread for that. Okay, I'm a comedian. Brothers haven't been making money all year. Speaking about comedy, though, I do got some comedy news for you. But before we'll get on to the news, I just want to say R.I.P. Larry King. You know what I'm saying? Rest in power to my man. Larry King was a media mogul. This guy had Larry King live, and he was on CNN, and he interviewed many people like Mac Miller. He interviewed Michael Jackson. He interviewed many legends himself. So he himself will definitely go down a legend. This guy been interviewing people for over 30 or 40 years. I don't know. This boy Larry King, he did a lot. He talked to a lot of people. So shout out to Larry King. And you will be greatly missed within this media, within this world, man. Moving on, man. I just want to talk about what I saw in the news the other day. Where the hell is the paper? Why is the papers all messed up today? Okay, as you know, Dave Chappelle got COVID, man. That's crazy because this guy was about to open up a comedy club right in his hometown of Columbus, Ohio, but himself actually got COVID, and it's crazy because the day before he was kissing and hugging everybody with no mask, and he swear he was protected because Dave Chappelle doesn't perform unless he created a bubble situation, and he thought himself was in a bubble, but his bubble got popped when he found out that his test came back positive with that COVID. So please, Dave Chappelle, get well soon. Get your wishes soon, man, because you the king of comedy, man. We need you back on the streets, man. Speaking of back, Richard Lewis, OG comedy, he will not be back for the 11th season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, because Richard Lewis actually has a bad back. So because of his bad back, he can't be back for motherfucking Curb Your Enthusiasm, man. But get well soon, Richard, man, because we need you back. Anyway, let me moving on to the next thing that I would like to see. Since there ain't no comedy in these streets right now, there's comedy in TV and comedy in podcasts, right? So the funny paper is, he got this ears to the streets and for you. And I'm here to let you know what podcast you should hear. Like right now, you should go listen to Rapid Flames. It features two great young comedians from Montreal named Peter Bowen and Vance Michel. Oh, that's me, yo. So check out Rapid Flames after you finish watching this episode. And also check out The 34. That's right, The 34. The 34 is a podcast that got comedians Claudio Capri, Peter Bowen, Joey LaFlame, and Victoria Blair. And I'm telling you to go check out 34 podcasts, especially this Sunday, because your boy Vance Michel is actually going to be on the 34 podcast this Sunday at 8:30. So make sure you go check that out live. And make sure you go check out another podcast, which is called The History of Sketch Comedy by Michael Keegan Key, and this is an Audible original. Now I'm interested into this podcast because myself, I love sketch comedy. I grew up watching In Living Color, Kids in the Hall, watching House of Buggin'. Yeah, that was the sketch comedy show by John Leguizamo. Tracy Ullman show. Remember the Tracy Ullman show? None of y'all didn't even know. A lot of y'all probably didn't know that's where the Simpsons was started, on the Tracy Ullman show. Anyway, I could talk about sketch comedy all day. And the boy Michael Keegan Key could talk about sketch comedy all day too. This guy's podcast series actually kicks off covering the prehistory of sketch comedy and the historical roots that led to the birth of the art form, which is sketch comedy. So guys, check out Michael Keegan's podcast, The History of Sketch Comedy. And speaking of history, you should actually check out The History of Swear Words, hosted by Nicolas Cage. Did you see the shit? I seen this shit. I like this shit, yo. First episode, 30 minutes on fuck, just the word fuck, 30 minutes. Yo, guys, go watch the hit. If you haven't watched this by now, I get the funny papers. What we giving this? We giving it 3 stars, 4 stars, whatever the fuck we do over here. Go watch The History of Swear Words, hosted by Nicolas Cage. It got like 6 episodes. The first one's on fuck, the next one's on shit, on dick, and then the next one's on dick, the next one's on pussy. Make sure you watch this with your kids. Now, yeah, because if they cursing and shit, at least they know where the fuck is coming from. So watch this with your, I recommend it. Funny Papers recommends you watch this one with your kids. Now, we ain't got too much on local news, because right now I'll tell you what comedy show to go see, or you know what's going on with the comedy venues in Montreal, Quebec. But you know, like I said, curfew, lockdown, not a lot of shit going on, man. But a lot of things is going on our YouTubes and Instagram and Twitters. And this lady that I happen to have on the show is one lady that's doing a lot too on her Twitter and her YouTube as well. And you can follow her on Instagram as well, because she got her social media popping. So, and she does a show called an online trivia show, which features many comedians from around Canada on a YouTube blah, 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 trivia show. She'll tell you all about it. But yes, I have the creator of Battle of Wits herself, Miss Elspeth Wright. So guys, please give a big Funny Papers welcome to Miss Elspeth Wright.
Hi, Vance.
Yo, what up, Elspeth? Finally glad to have you on the Funny Papers. We making it happen, yo.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's so good to see you.
Yo, it's still good to see you too, because yo, you know why? Because I remember like when we were in the studio, the Make Way studio, you was on one of the first episodes, and then boom, that episode happened, you know, it got lost in the wind.
Yeah.
And then I think we tried to record again, and then it got lost in the wind. And then I think we tried to record before the pandemic, but then something went off. Like it couldn't happen. I think because the way I was trying to set it up, it couldn't get set up right. You know what I'm saying? But with the power of determination and perseverance, the Funny Papers is here live, and we have Miss Battle of the Wits herself, Miss Elspeth Wright. God was welcome. Oh yeah, they already did. I'm still in my shtick. Let me get it. God, oh man, Elspeth, tell me why you started. Tell us all about Battle of Wits, and please tell me why you started it too.
Yeah, so Battle of Wits is sort of a comedy game show. There are 5 rounds in every episode, and it's always the same games, but different questions and different things. And yeah, when I was a kid, I always liked Jeopardy, and I was the captain of my high school trivia team because I've always been super cool. And I always liked those British like panel shows where it's like they're kind of game shows, but really it's just sort of a chance for comedians to sort of like be asses and be funny and like sort of tease each other. So
I didn't realize that until I became a comedian myself, that the dating shows, those love connection shows, they're all just a bunch of like, most of them were eligible bachelors, but like one out of the three guys were up there were stage comedians. They were just, and it's happening to this day. So you said that you love those panel shows, and that's what influenced you to kind of start Battle of Wits.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I just think it's because I was doing it live at the Diving Bell, and I had been, running just a stand-up show there, and we were having trouble getting people in the door. So Austin, who works at the Diving Bell, and I like sort of came up with an idea to do something different, and it went from there. Our first live show was in November of 2019.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking about it the other day, and it's like it's changed so much since then. And like our last live show before the second lockdown was like night and day from our first one, but it's changing, and I think getting better. I want to do it live again so bad.
That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy about having your own baby. It's crazy when you actually see it grow, like because like you said, you saw your first show, and then you just saw the progression to the show that you had before the lockdown until and now until the shows that are on YouTube. I think I seen the last one where you had Brandon and you had Mike Carrazzo on. And then I seen clips of that, and then and I was like, it shows evolving. You get to see it, so it's like a twinkle in your eye. Like I was looking at the coffee talks. I was looking at how grainy them shits look like a year ago, just 1 year ago, till now. And then I'm like, wow, and we just started, and it's crazy. You just thinking in your head, like, look at the progression Battle Wits went, and you yourself. You just started, right? Like, how long is this Battle Wits? Yeah, it's like a year.
Yeah. So before the lockdown, I had done, I think 4 or 5 live shows.
Okay.
And then since April, I think we're at 21 episodes now. Yeah. But even just with like the online shows, like from April to now, it's just. It keeps changing, and I don't know. I feel like I tend to be very critical of myself and the stuff that I do, but I'm so proud of Battle of Wits, and
that's a great accomplishment. I'm about to tell you, 20 shows, 20, and then at least each show was an hour long, right?
Yeah, about.
That's a great accomplishment. You should be proud of yourself, man. That's a good accomplishment. I was talking about sketch comedy show before, and I was just gonna ask you, what is your favorite sketch comedy show?
I mean, I love Key and Peele. Like, there are some Key and Peele sketches that like I could just watch. I could be super sad, and I could watch like the one with the college athlete names. Like that one will never not make me laugh. That and like the substitute teacher, that's a classic. I mean, I also grew up like we didn't have cable, so like my exposure was a little limited. So like I know like Kids in the Hall reruns were on TV when I was a kid, and my parents would record Saturday Night Live for me every Saturday night, and then Sunday mornings I'd watch it.
Okay.
So cool. That definitely like Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, Maya Rudolph, like all very much like I remember being like 11, 12, and like seeing them and being like, oh my gosh, girls are allowed to be funny? This is wild.
No, I actually like that weekend update when I mean there's a couple of weekend updates I like, but I liked it when Tina Fey and Amy Poehler was holding it. I liked it when Jay Farrell was holding not Jay Farrell, I mean Michael Shea. I think he's still holding it. Right, Michael Shea.
Yeah, him and I can't remember his name. Scarlett Johansson's husband.
Yeah. Oh, Scarlett Johansson. Yo, she deserves an Oscar. I'm gonna tell you the way I said the JoJo the Bunny.
Oh my God, yeah.
Listen, just because of the role right there, she deserved an Oscar.
That was the last movie I saw in theaters before everything locked down. And I remember thinking like, oh, I want to come back and watch this again. And then it was like, you're never going to a movie theater ever again.
didn't think that was the last time ever.
I know, it's like,
Yo,
it's
like,
the last movie. I'm glad that was the last movie I saw because it's one of like the best movies. It's so good.
I seen that movie on a plane, so I understand what you're saying. It is one of the best movies.
Yeah,
one of the best movies. So you say Key and Peele is like your favorite sketch of all time right now. All right, that's a good one.
And Monty Python as well. Like Jesus, I totally forgot. I grew up watching them as well. Like from the time I was very little.
I didn't even get into Monty Python myself, but I could understand. Like, why did you like Monty Python?
I think like my parents had just VHS tapes of Monty Python, so it was just like something we'd watch.
Oh, okay.
So it was definitely like, yeah, it was. Like, I don't remember the first time I ever saw Monty Python because it was just something that was, like, always on in our house, kind of. So, I don't know. I think it's just sort of, yeah, like a childhood memory for me now. Like, I recently watched a couple episodes of Flying Circus because it's on Netflix. And, like, some of it, it's like, oh, wow, that's so clever. And then some of it's like, oh, wow, that didn't age nicely.
Yeah, a lot of that British thing. And then, like right now, somebody was talking about Benny Hill, and they were like, "Yo, can any?" It was like, "Oh man, I wish I could see Benny Hill." Wait, is Benny Hill even airing? Like, is that canceled? They even show that now? Can anybody find Benny Hill? And you know what's crazy about Monty Python too? Like, I don't want to get way off to topic, but you know the John Cleese, right? The guy that's in Monty Python. I grew up thinking like that his name was Monty Python. Like, I didn't know who was Monty Python. I just seen him and I'd be like, "Yo, that's Monty Python, son."
I mean,
like, it had to take a movie I seen, and I'm a guy that like looks up the names of a character, and then all of a sudden I'm like, yo. That's Monty Python. He playing somebody in the movie. So I was like, let me see his credits. I'm like, yo, his credits gonna roll up. His name is Monty Python. Then I see John Cleese. I'm like, what? John Cleese? I thought this guy's name was Monty Python for years.
I actually have a John Cleese Lego from I have a Harry Potter Lego set that I got from Buns.
Okay.
It's a John Cleese character. It's on my desk right now, coincidentally.
Monty Python, all up in Harry Potter, yo. I was talking about sketch comedy, and then I wanted to listen to the podcast, The History of Sketch Comedy, and it's by the guy Keegan. Michael Keegan. He was talking about, because they were talking about how Key and Peele, you know, some kids today will see some Key and Peele sketches on YouTube, and they'll think that those sketches were made for YouTube, and they have no idea that this was for a TV show, for a plan. Like, you know, they planned this for people to watch this at a specific time. They planned to be some YouTube content. It just came out YouTube usable content, like the sketches that they did, like, because they had that 1 minute sketch they would do before a sketch, and you know, like the commercial break, or when they came out commercial break. So now I'm like, I was listening to that, and then I saw it. They also got the history of this, and then the history of that. Like, they got the history of black people, I think, with Kevin Hart or something. Then they got the history of Spanish people with John Leguizamo. The history, with John Leguizamo, he's doing like the history of Spanish people, or like Spanish. He got that. He got that on his. And then somebody did the Chinese one too. And then, but now the history that got my attention was the history of swear words. Did you see that?
Yeah, I binged that a couple of weekends ago, because like there's nothing else to do. It's -20 outside, and we're not allowed to go outside anyway. Yeah, I watched that. That was fun. That
was fun. But tell me, what else have you been watching besides murder mysteries? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I've been watching everything. I got into Bridgerton. You know, I had to.
Oh, I heard about this guy, man. This guy's.
It's trash, but it's good trash.
Yeah, I heard he's a wily one, this guy.
Yeah, yeah. Whew. And Bling Empire was. I've just like I feel like I've finished like every TV show that I wanted to watch, and I'm just sort of like I'm only watching guilty pleasure shows.
Yeah, it is
Bling
what
Empire is wonderful. I love it.
it is what it is. It's negative 20.
Exactly.
You gotta heat it up any way you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these shows have been inspiring you. Oh, so they inspiring you. They catching your eye because of the guilty pleasures and things like that. All right, but have you been getting inspired lately? Have you been getting inspired lately to do anything new in comedy? Like, once we go back to the stage, because I feel like comedy is going to be back. We're going to be back to the stage. So have you been inspired, or have you been playing anything new to bring to the stage? Like for me, for an example, before you go answer this question, I actually saw Raw for the first time by Eddie Murphy. Yeah, which is surprising. That's crazy, right? Because I watched Delirious, but I never saw Raw. I saw the red leather suit, but I didn't see the purple leather suit. And then I see the purple leather suit, and I watch it, and I'm looking at it like, oh, now I see why Eddie is hailed that guy, because Raw was pretty to me. It was like it was a smooth special. You seen that special?
I haven't actually. No.
That shit is smooth. Fuck to me, that shit smoothest comedy special I think I've ever listened to, and it inspired me to do more act outs. I feel like I want to do act outs. After watching him, I was watching Bill Burr a lot too. I want to do more act outs. So like, is there anything that you want to bring new?
Yeah, I mean, right before the first lockdown, I did a sketch comedy show at the old Montreal Improv.
Ooh.
And that was so much fun. I was like shaking with energy after, because like you're always amped up after you get off stage, but I was like,
how many sketches? Yeah, how many sketches you had in the show?
I feel like we were all in most of the sketches. I think I was in, I'd have to say like at least 6. It was very quick. It was so much fun. Yeah. And it was just, yeah, I love acting. Like I studied acting in university, so like I haven't, I grew up acting and I haven't acted in a while, so it was really fun to act and also do comedy. Yeah, so I definitely want to like try more sketch. I recently did an improv podcast called Some Good Friends, and it's basically the host is Stefan Speck, who's a Montreal improver, and he just like interviews his friends, so everyone comes on with a different character and stuff. It's all on Spotify. There's an episode with Amanda McQueen where she plays a baby, and I listened to a bunch of episodes to prepare, and this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I have not been able to stop thinking about the Amanda McQueen episode because it is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. It's insane.
It's called Friends Podcast. What's the podcast called?
Some Good Friends.
Some Good Friends. Yeah. All right.
So yeah, I recorded an episode a couple weeks ago, and it'll be out in, I don't know, in a week or two, I guess, in a couple of weeks. But it was really fun, and it definitely made me want to try improv, because I've always been very intimidated by improv.
Yeah. Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
I say improv helps a lot, because I remember I was starting out with comedy, and St. Catherine's would do like the Sundays. Every Sunday they would do a free improv class. So like it would be for 1 hour, and I would go to that show. I would go to there before, like, stand up shows will start before the Sunday night. Before the stand up scene will start on Sunday night, I will go to that show, and then I realized going to that class, then doing stand up, like these are my bombing months. Like, it builds a tougher skin, and plus it helps you build that on point muscle way more like that. Like that, anything that can happen during the show, you can react to it more quickly because you're improv. You've been building that muscle on the improv. So when you go on stand up, it ain't nothing to react to a crowd or anything like that. That was I give a lot to improv. Shout out to the people that was doing the classes at St.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, shit. I was like, I'll give anything to go back to that free class right now.
There are so many places that I'm just like, I would give anything. Like the amount of times I've just like wanted to go to Grumpy's. I wasn't a regular at all at Grumpy's, but like the amount of times I've just been like, what I would give to just be at Grumpy's right now,
I seen a couple of pictures I had. I was like, oh man, I walked by Grumpy's last week. Tears. I can't walk by Crescent and Bishop, like that area, a guy where the McDonald's is. I just start my heart.
I walked past the Forum yesterday and was just like, it hurt. Like I didn't like. It's my only way because I had to run an errand downtown. It's like by far the fastest way for me to get downtown walking, and I just like, I had to find an alternate route back because it cut.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, we gotta hold our heads, yo. Don't worry, though. It'll be back. I know it'll be back, yo. And I'm glad I have you definitely on the show, Elspeth. And we finally did it.
Yay!
You know what I'm saying? This episode is gonna be. It's been taped. It's been recorded. Okay, and it's definitely gonna be.
Nothing can stop it.
Yeah, there's nothing that can stop it. You can tell your mama right after this. Listen, yo, got an episode with Vance Michel. I'm on the Funny Papers. It's gonna be on iTunes and Spotify worldwide, yo. So before I let you go, Elspeth, if you want to tell the people more about what you got going on, I'm gonna remind them before you get a Battle of the Wits, and make sure you check out some good friends and what else?
Yeah, so Battle of Wits, find it on my YouTube. Just search Elspeth Wright. That's my name there on YouTube, and it will pop up. Because if you search Battle of Wits, you just get that scene from Princess Bride over and over. So search Elspeth Wright on YouTube or Battle of Wits on Instagram. It's there. A new episode premieres tomorrow night. It is... I feel like I say this every week after I record, but it's one of my favorite episodes. It has Justin Shaw and Benton Hartley, who are two guys from the East Coast. They're Toronto-based now, or kind of East Coast-based as well, because, pandemic, everyone's moving. But, they are so lovely and so funny. And, I've got a couple more episodes coming. I just recorded one last night with Jason and Oren from the Friendship Hour podcast. So, all right. I think I've got 3 episodes lined up and more planned. So, and there are also 21 other episodes to watch. If you just want to fill a day watching Battle of Wits, you can.
Just go right down the rabbit.
Yeah.
YouTube
Start at the beginning and see how wonderful it gets.
I got a thing for you. Since your thing is getting tied in with the Princess Bride thing, you should just hashtag, put that in one of your tags, hashtag Princess Bride. That's a good idea. I'm definitely stealing that. Yeah, because if they the ones that's looking for that, now your video's gonna pop up on the thing like, yo, what the hell is this beard? Let me try that though. Let me see what that out. That girl looks cute. Let me try that out.
I'll just get a Princess Buttercup costume and
there you go. Put Madeline in the you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's Madeline there actually. You ain't talking about her. She's a star.
Right there.
There you go. Madeline. I got my eye on you, girl. I'm gonna holler at you later.
Surprisingly, not the first guy to say that. So
I get it. Of course. They all trying to get at my Madeline, son.
She's mine.
Yo, son, I'm telling you, son, I can't holler at nobody. Everybody want my girl, man. I'll tell you. All right, yo, Elspeth, you've been a wonder. You've been a delight. Thank you for being on the show, Miss White.
Thank you, Vance.
You're welcome, man. Have a great day and have a great life. And hope to see you back on the scene. Hope the scene gets back to us. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, in my soul.
Yes. Power to the people. All right. Take care, girl.
Bye.
All right. That was the homegirl Elspeth Wright on the funny papers. And now I gotta go. But before I go, I have something to say. What? Oh, we only got one camera. All right, yeah, I do have something to say. Mr. Manuwar Faruqui, who was 29, was accused of making indecent and what the fuck that say? Vulgar remarks about Hinduism and government figures, arrested for insulting Hindu gods. Now this boy Manuwar Faruqui is in jail for jokes he didn't even tell, and he can't get out with no bail. Yo, I just gotta say, I mean, I feel like us comedians, we do tell a lot of jokes and people do get offended. But the people that get offended, I just want to say on behalf of most comics, yo, we just telling jokes. Like, most of our intention is just to make you laugh. We don't want to hurt your feelings. If we end up hurting your feelings, just know that is not something we set it out to do. We didn't write the joke on the paper and be like, yo, I hope this motherfucker cries. If we did that, then we are in the wrong business. And most of us are in this business to succeed. And most of us are making jokes to make people laugh. So if you happen to cry, I don't know, get some therapy, fix your shit up, handle your shit. Don't try to punish people. I don't think nobody should be punished for trying to make people laugh. Okay, or making people laugh or say a joke or anything. Okay? Like, you shouldn't be in trouble for trying to making jokes. You shouldn't be in jail. God damn, that shit is crazy. Free Manuwar Faruqui. Free him. And that's all your boy got to say for the funny papers with Vance Michel. I am Vance Michel, reporting on God Reppin' Comedy Gang. And this has been the funny papers. I'm out.